Now that the verdict is finally out on the hit and run incident involving Salman Khan back in 2002, my thoughts are with regarding people who made it a religious issue. Now, for example, I'm on the Wall Street Journal page of on Facebook, and if I show you the headline, Bollywood superstar Salman Khan has been sentenced to 5 years in jail for a hit and run incident in 2002. Now, if I just scroll down, there's this guy, George Peter, saying Indian judiciary sucks. There are ministers who are free after doing heinous crimes just because he's an Muslim. It should be he's a Muslim. Doesn't mean the judiciary gets after him, so spare him. That's rubbish, there's nothing to do with his being a Muslim. He could have been from any religion. It's just the fact that innocent people were hurt and one of them died. And by the way, the victim in question, the one who died, was also Muslim. And Salman Khan, by the way, is not entirely Muslim. His father's a Muslim. His actual mother, she's not a she's a Hindu by birth who's converted to the Islam faith, and now he also has Helen as kind of his stepmother, you can say, and they all live together. By the way, Helen is a Christian, so it's a family which has all religions together. So there's no question of his being labeled as a Muslim, and then this whole opinion being given out on social media that just because he's a Muslim, he's been the verdict has been passed. Sanjay Dutt, another big actor in Bollywood, he's still in jail, and in his case, that was mere arms possession. That was not even taking anybody's life. So this is stupid, really stupid. I'll show you some more instances. This happens to be, we are looking at the Hindustan Times here, and here Salman guilty. Here's a series of tweets from the time of conviction, followed by lawyers' reactions right up to the sentencing. Again, if I scroll down, the same George Peter dude. Indian judiciary is biased. He's a Muslim. That's why he's been convicted. Please spare him prayer. This is absolutely not true. The verdict has nothing to do with him being a Muslim. It could have been anybody else from any religion. The verdict, in all likelihood, would have been the same. So please, stop this nonsense about his being a Muslim and that's why he's been convicted. Now I'll give you another example. This is the Arab news page. This is a page from the Middle East, and here let me just show you. This dude over here says Indian court should also punish riots culprits who killed Muslims in UP. So again, the implication is the same, that just because the Salman Khan is perceived to be a complete Muslim, although he's only partially Muslim, but he's been convicted because of his Muslim lineage. That's again absolute rubbish, nothing to do with his being a Muslim. In fact, one should be proud of the fact that, let's just leave aside the Muslim part, the fact that he's such a big celebrity. He's not just a celebrity, I would say he's a mega celebrity, mega star. And if you look at Bollywood in terms of the sheer number of box office super hits which Salman has delivered, probably nobody else comes anywhere close to him. Now finally, let's look at another page. This is the Dawn page. Dawn is a paper from Pakistan. And here again you have a Christian guy saying, Roderick Alexander, he's saying a Muslim is convicted for a hit and run case while a Hindu who's behind riots that killed thousands of Muslims in Gujarat become PM. Now I don't understand. First of all, I don't know why these the Christian chaps are going up so much in arms against the Salman Khan verdict, and again all continuously hinting at the fact that just because he's a Muslim, he's been convicted, which first of all, as I've constantly been saying, is not true. And this whole assertion that a Hindu who's behind riots that kill thousands of Muslims in Gujarat becomes PM, of course he's talking about Narendra Modi. This is absolute crap. The way I see it, Narendra Modi was not behind the riots. It's something, let's say, let's give you an example. I'm the CEO of a company, okay? I'm sitting in my office, and somewhere in the office complex, two of my employees fight, maybe to the extent that one of them kills the other. Now, as the CEO, I'm sitting in my office. I have absolutely nothing to do with those employees other than probably the fact that they work in my organization. Now, am I responsible for the act? It's easy to say these things when you're at the helm of affairs of a large state with a huge population. See, first of all, India itself is such a huge population, and Gujarat is a big state with a biggish population. So you can't say these kind of things. Just because I'm in power doesn't mean I'm in complete control of everything that's happening, the way I look at it. Now, whether he could have done something to later on stem the tide and, try and ensure that the riots don't go out of hand, that's something debatable. And that's something which I'll probably not get into at this moment. But I would say, all I would say in a very logical and fair way, that these things, these kind of sweeping statements are easy to make, but they are not always accurate. And more often than not, what we see is that they're not true, in the sense that you just can't have a situation where just because I'm the administration, that way you have captains of, say, cricket teams, of soccer teams, or whatever. Does the captain, or can the captain always ensure that the team wins? No. It's always a team game. It's always a collection of people coming together towards a certain goal. Now, those goals can be, and in most cases are, positive. In some instances they turn out to be negative objectives. Now, can the person at the helm of affairs always steer the ship in the right direction? I don't think so. Often there are many factors coming into play which are beyond the control of the one who's at the helm of affairs. So one must try and be able to figure out this distinction, that just because somebody is in power doesn't mean he's also responsible for the wrongdoings which are happening. So these are the things which I wanted to convey in this video. I hail the judiciary for the verdict which it has passed in case of Salman Khan, but I also feel bad. Honestly, he's a big star, and he's done a lot for society. This charity of his, Being Human, has done a lot for a lot of people. So there's no denying that fact. There's no denying the fact that we are all humans. This very being human thing, we are prone to making mistakes. And does that make one a criminal? That's the thing. But in this particular instance, a human life was taken, and just because that poor chap was literally a poor chap, does that mean his life is of less value than, say, that of a celebrity like Salman Khan? No, that is not the case. Everyone's life is just as precious. So when you, in what has been said to be a case of drunk driving, where he was drunk and then he ended up driving his Toyota Land Cruiser onto the footpath, and which is again a pointer towards a sorry state of affairs, where poor people are actually sleeping on the streets, on the footpath, on the the sidelines of the roads, whereas they should ideally all have homes of their own. So that's again a pointer towards the sad state of affairs in general. But judiciary has passed its verdict. I think we should respect that. Of course, the way things work in India, it's not as simple, because this is a sessions court, then there's the high court, there's a Supreme Court. There'll always be appeals at every stage. And let's not forget the fact that this is a man on whom a major chunk of Bollywood rides, and right now there are films that he's been filming, and which means there's a lot of money at stake. These people will go all out to try and ensure that their money doesn't end up on the losing side. So let's see how things work out. As of now, I think Sanjay Dutt is probably the best instance where we find that he's still behind bars, and he may not be as big a celebrity in Salman Khan's league, but nonetheless he's quite a big celebrity in his own league. So that being the case, let's see how things work out. This is the Hindustan Times Facebook page, and here we see, from conviction to sentencing, Salman Khan verdict in tweets, and lot of as I see, lot of stars have come out in support of him, which I think in some ways rightly so also. And this, like I said, this man has done so much. but we all have our ups and downs, highs and lows. And sometimes when those lows are too low and we've done something which is really bad, we should probably be punished for that. That's my opinion. Bottom line, before I conclude, don't make this a religious issue.